Happy February blah morning, YouTube. It's actually quite sunny here today, which is nice. It's that teaser of spring that you get sometimes when there's like a midwinter thaw, but then the crap all comes back and you get even more depressed than you were beforehand. But anyways, last night the Leafs finally returned home after their 6-game road trip, and their opponents were Stanley Cup champions and bitter rivals, the Washington Capitals. I didn't see the game because my son had rehearsal last night, and we worked on props, so I didn't get to watch any of the game. I followed along on my phone for the updates and stuff, and then I watched the highlights when I got home. And for all intents and purposes, it looks like the Leafs were the better team by a fair amount. They just ran into some goaltending as usual, same as in St. Louis, after they got that first period out of the way. And just some bad luck. The Capitals went up 2-0 in the second period. Janssen scored early in the third to get it to 2-1 manageably. And then the Leafs just had a bit of a breakdown on the power play, and the Caps scored a shorthanded goal of all things to go up 3-1. And then the Leafs pulled their goalie with like over 3 minutes left in the third, and just maintained. It was very scrambly and stuff, but they maintained possession of the puck and didn't give up an empty net goal. And finally, with about half a minute left in the game, Tavares brought it to 3-2, but there just wasn't enough time left, and that was how it ended, 3-2. So yeah, it looks like same as with St. Louis. The effort was there, just the results didn't come. So you're not too concerned about that as long as they're showing up and they're playing. That they're a better team than most teams in the league. They will get their wins most of the time. So I'm not too concerned about the game. The only thing I am concerned about is that Kadri is out, and they haven't really updated his timeline for the concussion or the degree of the severity of his concussion. So last night Nylander drew in to take over his duties as the third line center, and then Ennis drew back into the lineup on the fourth line. So other than that, they're healthy, and they've been playing well for the most part. So, the trade deadline is on Tuesday, I think. So, players are starting to switch teams and stuff. So, the next 4 days and over the weekend should be very interesting in terms of player movement around the league, and if the Leafs do anything more or not. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And I will be back on Sunday morning. I think the Leafs play on Saturday at this point. So, yeah, so I'll be back then, and everybody have a great end of the week, because I know I will.